Hey, in today's gospel reading, some people came up to Jesus and they wanted to trick him. And they started to ask him a bunch of questions. And Jesus said, "Show me a coin." How many people have seen a coin? You guys seen coins?
I've seen lots of coins.
You have seen lots of coins?
And they're all in my piggy bank.
Has anybody ever seen, what do you got? What coin?
On the grass.
So what's a coin look like? What's a coin look like?
Some countries in China or in Japan or in other countries have holes or something.
So they sometimes have a hole in the center, or they have different things like that. So the coin that Jesus asked about was called a denarius. How many people have seen a denarius? Have you seen one? I will show you. So this is a denarius. It's a coin from Jesus' day that was used to pay the tax they were asking Jesus about. And you see what's on the coin here?
Yes.
What's on the coin? A person's head. You know whose head that is?
Yes.
That was the emperor's head. That was the head of the emperor. And this particular coin is about 40 years after Jesus was having this conversation. So one of the Roman emperors. Do we have people's heads or faces on our coins? Usually. And are they good guys or bad guys? They're good guys. Do you think the Jewish people thought the emperor was a good guy or a bad guy? What do you think? You think he was a good guy?
Yes.
What do you think? The Romans thought he was a good guy. The Jewish people thought he was a pretty bad guy because he was occupying their country. He was not a person that they liked. He had gone in and he treated them really badly. So they didn't like him very much, and that's one of the reasons they didn't like having to pay taxes to him, because they didn't like him. So Jesus says, you know what? Every time you see this coin, you think about the emperor, and you got to give to the emperor whatever is the emperor's. But he said then, give to God the things that are God's. Because they were reminded of the emperor when they saw the coin. But what can remind us of God? Where can we see God's face? We can see the emperor's face on the coin. Where can we see God's face? Can we see something that reminds us of God? What could remind us of God? The cross could remind us of God. What else could remind us of God? What do you think? You know what? In the Bible it says that God created us in God's image. Every single person is a person who's supposed to remind us of God. And one of the reasons we sit here and we look at each other is when we see each other, we're reminded that God is working in those people out there, and those people over there, and in you and me. So Jesus says that just like the coin reminded them of the emperor, every time we see each other, we're supposed to be reminded that God is with us. God is working in us and in our neighbors. And that's what's supposed to remind us that we're always able to be people who can share God's love with each other. So can you guys remember that? Can you be the kind of the face of God for people? You know what? When your parents look at you, they see the face of God. Almost all the parents do. Because they know that God is working in them and in you. All right. Can we hold hands for say a prayer? Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for making us. Thank you for making us in your image. In your image. Help us to be people. Help us to be people who show your face.